Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, November 29th. I want to welcome everybody back from the long Thanksgiving holiday weekend. This is Dr. Dan Melkursky with iFund Traders, and I'd like to walk you through the trade of the day. Today's trade of the day was on RIMM, and you'll notice I have two charts up. The chart on the right is a 5-minute chart of RIMM. The chart on the left is the 1-minute. And what I'm going to do is try to walk you through this bar by bar and show you how the trade unfolded and what I was looking at the time. Then I'll go back and show you the entries, the time-stamped entries that correspond with what I'm going to show you on the chart, and then in the end show you a quick look at the P&L for the day on this trade. It's a nice little trade for the afternoon. To start with, what I've done is drawn two lines for you. You can see the black lines on the chart with two arrows. And I'm trying to get you to see what we call a measured move in a stock. When we have a flat, wavy 20-period moving average, which is that blue line you see on the chart, when a stock is moving an equal distance above and below that line and not trending, we use that as a median point or a midway point of the price. And what we're looking for is the stock to consolidate and then catch on either side of that 20, whether it catches on the top for a move up or catches underneath for a move down. And when the stock is in the midpoint of this sideways range, we start looking for that particular play, especially if it's going to be after lunch around a key reversal time such as 2:30. So you can see RIMM made a sharp move down this morning, indicated by the blue arrow. You see the distance away from the flat 20 on the down move, and then you'll notice the red arrow was almost the exact same move to the upside before it hit resistance, and then through lunch it got sideways, tight, consolidated, and now we're getting ready to come into 2:30, and we're going to wait and see if the stock decides to make a move. Now, I often teach in a free seminar once or twice a month. We have traders come in and look at the program, and I often teach a technique that we use just about every single day called the elephant bars. And we're looking for is solid green and solid red bars at the open, and then anytime during a key reversal time where you can see a bar change a trend from up to down, a sudden reversal, or something coming out of a sideways consolidation pattern. And when you see a solid green or red bar that is significant in nature compared to the relative trading of the stock, we teach our traders to buy into the close of that bar or buy just above the high once you have the confirmation that it's going to hold the solid nature. On a 5-minute bar, it's very possible to rally and then pull back and you leave behind a tail. But as we get close to closing that bar, if we close solid, we buy into the end or as soon as we take out the high. So here's RIMM getting ready to come into the 2:30 reversal time, measured move, sideways consolidation, sitting above the flat 20, and we're waiting and watching and stalking and looking to see if something's about to break. So let me try to show you, it's not real time obviously, but let me show you what I saw as this bar started to unfold and see if you can kind of pick up on it. As it develops, you'll see this green bar start to get big and then bigger and then bigger, and you realize, wow, it's 2:30, and look at this bar that just showed up. And if you notice, we talked about the measured move earlier. The only other obvious target beside that prior high is that red line up on the top of your chart, which is a 200-period moving average. So if RIMM decides it's going to make a move down, you're going to look for that prior low to be tested. If it's going to make a move up, you're going to look for the prior high, and if it breaks through that, you're going to look for that 200-period moving average, which would be a very nice run. So let's take a look and see how this started to develop. Okay, now we have the bar fully formed, the bar is closed, and ladies and gentlemen, this is what I talk about in the free event every single month. And in those of you that are watching this video that are already students, you know. Those of you that have been in free events and you've heard me talk about this, you've watched me do slides about this, this is it. This is that big, powerful, strong green bar in the most recent bars of trading. There's nothing like it to the left. There's a big a break of the most minor resistance. There's a flat wavy 20, and we're headed into that prior high. The key with this is it's 225, I believe, at this point. 225, 230. We're right around the key reversal time, and the market also put in a nice bar. So there's something going on. There's a lot of buying pressure that just stepped up. So into the end of this bar, the start of the next bar is when you want to be buying. Okay, that bar's closed green. If the high of that bar gets taken out, you start buying. Your stop goes under the low, or right before it's about to close, You have the size of the bar, you start buying, you measure that bar, and your stop goes under the low. Your target is going to be prior resistance or some ultimate target like that 200 period moving average up there, and your stop is this bar's low. And you will then trail it on this bar, bar by bar on this chart, or drop down to a 1 minute and use an 8 MA trail once you have 2 bars of profitability. Okay, now we have 4 bars up, and our traders know about our 3 to 5 bar rule. We have 4 bars up, and you see that little topping tail there, and this is where some traders will take some profits out, and I'm okay. I take some profits out on bars like this. I'm all right if you guys want to take some, but don't bail on your whole trade. Okay, use the bar by bar and use the smaller time frame 8 MA to give you a chance to make your whole target. So when this bar appeared, we had the green bar lose its color, put in a tail. I took a little bit of the shares off the table. All right, I didn't take it all out. I took a little bit out, and now I have that bar's low, and I have a 1 minute 8, and I'm looking for a sharp break of either of those. And if I don't get it, I'm going to hold on and try to get up to that 200 MA. Now that you'll notice the 200 MA is also near the whole number. Okay, 59 even. And stocks have a funny way when they make strong runs into whole numbers, there's some natural resistance built in as well. So since RIMM has been running here since 58.20ish, give or take, and it's making the strong move, if that gets all the way to 59 and the 200 MA without much of a pullback, it's going to be a place for me to take the majority of profit and call it a target. Okay, so here's the completion of the trade. You can see RIMM made it to target, got to 59, even went a little bit through it, got a little noisy up there, and we got close to 3 o'clock as well. Okay, so from entry over that first big green bar all the way to target, very straightforward, textbook. This is how trading can be, guys, if you let it. Straightforward, simple, bar by bar. Follow your targets, follow your MAs, follow your trail stops, and just let the trade develop. All right, so this trade went to target, and at this point in the trade, I was done. Now let me show you on the smaller time frame. I always tell traders this: when you get a chance to add, when you have a trade and it goes your way, and if you didn't get everything you wanted initially, if you didn't get all your fills, or you want to let it move in your direction and you're looking for another opportunity. Let's say, for instance, this trade had that resistance to the left around 58, 55, 58, 60, that measured move high. So maybe over that 5 minute high you bought some, but you wanted to see how it tested that resistance to the left. And once tested, if it clears, you can use a smaller time frame, find a setup and add to your position, and then go for the move with bigger shares. So let's take a look at this 1 minute chart and see if we can find something. Okay, here's the first 5 minute bar on RIMM, the way it looked on the 1 minute chart. So you can see it cleared the little sideways range, and volume started to come in a little bit, and you had a nice move up. And that was that first 5 minute bar. All right, that's the completion. And this is where I'm buying into the end of this bar. And now I want to see what happens when it gets to that resistance level to the left, that 58.60 area. So we're going to watch it on the 1 minute and see what develops at that location. Okay, now my traders know, and I teach this in the free event as well, that bottoming tail bars are just like those solid green bars. When you get a bar that was red that gets taken out and goes green, that's your moment in time. Now, in a 1 minute chart, we call these a forever bar. The 1 minute chart, it may only be 10 to 15 minutes of continuation, but when you have a bottoming tail bar like that off of a short-term period moving average, staying at the top part of a move right into the minor resistance area you've already identified, this is it. You're getting ready. So when this is the second time that I saw a bottoming tail in the same location, the same area, over the high right here, over this bar's high, the minute it clears this is when I'm going to add to the position. Okay, so when that triggered, guys, now remember, you don't have the luxury of hindsight. You don't know that it's going to trigger and then pull back a little, right? As it triggers, you got to take your entries. The stop for my ads goes under that little consolidation. All right, so from here, that's the trigger, and now we already know how this trade plays out. Okay, so here's the completion on the 1 minute chart. Now you notice the 8 MA, that's the green line. Notice how the 8 MA keeps you in during the noise. So when you look at the 5 minute chart and you saw that first topping tail, you see on the one it's that first 2 red bar drop to the 8 MA, then it continues higher. So it allows you to stay in, gives you something to ride the power, ride the trend, and not worry about the noise so much. If it's a major break or a hard red bar comes in and wipes out a prior bar, you take some money off or you kill the trade. But that little bit of pullback, that little bit of noise, you got to allow that to happen, and then that's what gives you the bigger moves in the follow through. Okay? So, guys, that's the straightforward trade, and there's not much to it. Right? It's the same technique I teach in the free events all the time. We look to use this every day. It's one of the most powerful methods we have for trading momentum. Now, let me show you the fills so you can see the time of the trade entries, and you can see the ads here. Let me pull up the trade log. Okay, guys, here's a copy of the trade log, and you'll notice that the time on the left there, it's descending order. So the first entries came right at the close of that big 5-minute bar. Right when that closed at 2:30, that's when I started buying. And I picked up 2,000 shares. It looks like I got filled at 52s. And then you'll notice there's 500 more shares added 6 minutes later. All right, and that, if you go look on that chart, that 1 minute chart I showed you where that two bottoming tails formed off the 8MA and then it broke above that little resistance area, that's right at 236, and I got filled at 62. So that's where I was adding to the position, and then we're going to let it go and see if we can get it to target. Okay? So exactly as I tried to walk you through as the bars form, now I'm showing you secondarily, this is the entries. Okay, these are the entries that were made, but I wanted to show you beforehand, this is where I was looking to make the entry, and this is the why I wanted to make the entry. And now you can actually see the entries and the timestamps showing you the correlation with this on the chart. Okay, and like I say, as it wasn't a huge trade, it was a nice little afternoon trade. It was the first day back from the holiday week, so I didn't trade very aggressive today. I just wanted to do a couple of trades, try to make a little money, find out what the market's going to be like for this week. So, overall, a decent trade. Let me show you the P&L bar for this trade. Actually, I'll show you for the day. We had one loser on the books, which is, never fun to have a losing trade, but guys, it's part of life. It's part of trading. The idea is keep your winners bigger than the losers and have more of them, and that's the name of the game when it comes to trading. So let me get the P&L bar up here for you. Okay, so you can see there were 3 symbols traded today. We traded Moss, RIMM, and BIB. I took a little bit of a loss on BIB. That's okay, it's part of trading. And then had the 2 nice winners on Moss and RIMM. So you see this RIMM trade was good for about $1,000. And it's nothing that, once you learn how to do this, guys, it's a matter of how many shares you want to take based on your risk per trade or based on your account size. But the mechanics of walking through a trade like this, we do it every single day in the room. I've been doing it for years now, teaching the same. This is one of the methods we teach. I teach it in the free event as how much I believe in this thing. I want people to see it. Now, there are other rules. Obviously, there are other things you should know before you run out and try doing this by yourself, but I want to show you the power of this technique, and usually traders can understand this right from the beginning when I walk them through it. They can see that trading can be simplified. It doesn't mean trading is easy. Anybody that tells you trading is easy, go the other direction. All right, trading is hard, trading is difficult, but trading can be simplified. And when you learn the basic rules, when you learn the basic mechanics, the technical analysis, and then you put in your time to develop the skill, trading becomes simplified. Stocks either go up, they go down, or they go sideways. And if you can identify the high probability moments in time when it's likely to make one of those 2 moves up or down, you can capitalize and put together some trades like this and put together a nice week, and trading can be fun. So I hope you enjoyed today's Trade of the Day review. Look forward to seeing you at future sessions, and hopefully I'll see some of you at one of our free events and possibly join our trading team. If you want some more information, please check out ifundtraders.com, and you can always send me an email, Dan, at ifundtraders.com if you have any questions at all. Hope you enjoyed the trade review. Good night, and we'll see you next time.